Hello, my loves. I'm Annette Leonard of AnnetteLeonard.com, back with Chronic Wellness. Thanks for tuning in. I am going to talk to you today about my bedding. So, I'm pretty particular about my bedding. I think my wife would tell you that I'm particular about a lot of things, but I'm going to talk to you today about my bedding. So, like many of you, I struggle with pain and fatigue and sleep, and I spend more than half of my life in bed. It's a sobering sentence, but it's the truth. And because it's the truth, I have come around to the fact that the quality of my mattress, the quality of my bedding, of the coverings on my windows, on everything that makes my bedroom experience and the experience of my lying down is worth paying attention to and spending what money I have on. And I stayed at a hotel pre-COVID where the sheets were just delicious. And as I was leaving, I said, "What bedding is that? Can you tell me about your sheets?" And they sent me to a link. The sheets were called Frette, F-R-E-T-T-E. Holy wow. I was shocked to learn how much you can spend on sheets. I think a set of sheets was $1,000. So I'm not in that game. I'm not in that game. But I have spent $70 on a set of sheets, which was certainly more than, my mother would have ever paid at JCPenney's to buy our sheets. And so to me, it felt like a lot of money. And so for me, sheets need to be soft, kind of thick, and fully breathable. So that means, so far in my life, cotton or bamboo. And recently, I bought some linen sheets. So those of you who have worn linen know that it is thick, can be thick, depends on the weave, wrinkly, always wrinkly, and depending on the linen, it's made out of the flax plant, which is what the first paper was made out of, papyrus, the Egyptians made, can be coarse, and that it becomes softer and softer and softer with wear and washing. Well, when the set came, my wife was not impressed. She was like, "Why are we sleeping on burlap?" And I was like, "Okay, this isn't burlap. This is linen." And we had bought it on a super deluxe sale from Garnet Hill, and we had bought each piece separately. So it was a bottom sheet, a top sheet, and pillowcases. She wasn't having it. Well, part of what she didn't like about it, and I agreed, was that the bottom sheet kept growing as we slept on it. So night one, it fit to the bottom mat, it was a fitted sheet, it fit to the bottom. And then night two, it kind of grew, and night three, it kind of grew. And so it started to get unwieldy and kind of baggy on our bottom mattress. Okay, I can agree that's not a good look, nor was it what I was going for. But what I understood about linen that I'm really excited about is that when you are cold, it sleeps warm, and when you are hot, it sleeps cool. It has this property of being really breathable, but also sort of heavy, and so it's transmutable. When you need it to be warming, it is. When you need it to be cooling, it is. And I like that. So, in the spirit of compromise, here's what I got my wife to agree to is send back the bottom sheet because who wants an ever growing bottom sheet? No, thank you. But could we keep the top sheet? And so we have, and it has lived up to those promises of cooling and warming, and it has also gotten softer with wears and washes. It is certainly not as soft as my bamboo sheets, which are that real buttery texture that like tencel fabric has. If you are a fabric person, you'll be familiar with that descriptor perhaps. And it certainly is not something she touched today and hopefully describe as burlap. But I thought it was a creative compromise, not all, not nothing, not throwing out the baby with the bathwater, and not yet having to move to separate beds, or you have your top sheet, I have my top sheet. But this meet in the middle. And as I say that, I'm, sort of struck by my topic of last week, and how do we find workable solutions that honor everyone involved. I'm not sure how we do that about the conflict I was speaking of last week, but remains to be seen. But at least I can tell you today about a bedding compromise, a bedroom compromised, about linen sheets. What do you sleep on? What helps? In what ways does it help? Sound off here, because we're always needing to learn from one another. And as ever, I am grateful for you sharing a little time here with me today. And until we're together again, I hope you're finding ways to stay cool when it's too warm, stay warm when it's too cool, and tend to your spirit. Be well.